People of the internet, how you doing? I am Netflix Guy, and on this show I cover a film twice. Well, not on this show, I'll be covering it on another show. For some reason I did the same film twice with two different people, because why not? On this version of the show, I'll be joined by lovely Rob Jones, who, for the sake of the film, is turning heel, as Total Cult Zone presents Bad Man.
Can I help you?
I'm Sergeant Bobby Gaines with the Tennessee Special Narcotics Task Force.
This is my squad, as you can see.
Your murder investigation is now under Bobby Gaines' bust. This is my American Express. Never leave home without it.
Amen.
Hell yeah. Vic was Dixie Mafia. They've been taking over the drug trade in small towns.
Our town, our rules. Plenty of room on Main Street for more dead city boys.
I've got a lead. Now we're talking. We grab Jasper, question him. Hear that sound? I think your balls just dropped. I can help you. Witness protection.
Always wanted to do it with my hands.
No.
The Memphis boys are doing a deal to start moving their stuff all over.
This is by distribution.
They tried to haggle and Travis was killed to make a point.
There's still more to this. This is still my investigation. Do it by the book. We don't have the same book. This dog diner guy has a large-scale drug operation here. They say that dog is a real animal. Let's go rattle his cage.
Yes! You having trouble breathing?
No, I'm okay.
I got a feeling you ain't a cop. Got a line.
I have no line.
What kind of state cop is he?
That's you. This guy, he ain't right. There are no good men.
I did write up an intro. I thought we get to get at least one of these things in. So today we're talking about a film called Bad Man. And speaking of bad men, he's the roughest, toughest, grimmest, hardcore son of a bitch the podcast world has ever seen. He's lean, he's mean, and all the girls love his peen. He goes by many names, but he's best known in the Seven Boroughs and on Good Pod's Reddit page and 4chan simply as The Cunt. He is Rob Jones.
It's a step up from lovely Rob Jones, is it? I don't know.
Oh, lovely Rob Jones. It's got a ring to it.
I go back to work on Wednesday. Today's Monday to break the podcast kayfabe. So I go back to work on Monday, and I can't really moan because I've had 9 weeks off. But I think I should just walk in and go, "All right, students, my name's Rob. You can call me the cunt."
That'll work. I won't get you fired and on another extended break.
And on a list, probably. But
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, 9 weeks. I miss the days of working in the school or educational environments. But
Yeah,
someone
it's
else
been a
recently had the
treat.
same thing. He had like 7 weeks. I'm like, Jesus, that's so much. Yeah. So what have you been up to those 9 weeks?
I haven't been up to much at all. The initial plan, like when I got this job, was like, oh wow, look at that long summer. I could make loads of stuff. I could do loads of podcasts. I could do this, that, and the other. I've done nothing. I was going to go out in my field recorder and record some, sit in a field and record nature. Nah. Went to Paris for a week. That was cool. Mona
good.
Lisa was nuts.
Yeah.
It was like a rock concert. Like there's like almost like a circle pit down the front trying to see it. So, and yeah, it was a Mona Lisa. It was all right.
I think the thing with that is you've seen it so many times. It's when you see it in person, it's like, okay, cool. Do a selfie with it, maybe.
It's a bit like meeting a famous person that you're not actually that interested in.
Yeah.
Like, I remember getting
that.
giddy when I bumped into Nicky Wire from the Manics in Cardiff once. I got a bit giddy then, but I don't know, if I was to meet, what's the bloke from Coldplay, I'd just be like, yeah, it's a bloke from Coldplay. All right. Whatever. I don't know. It's, yeah. And there wasn't actually anything in the Louvre that I thought, oh yeah, that's for me. And like we spent a whole day there. It wasn't expensive, so it was all right. But
I mean, gotta go
all
there
that
really.
old the masters and the classics or whatever you call them, yeah, not for me. I'm as basic with my art as I am with my movies.
What art are you into then?
What art wise,
Yeah, if you we went to a museum when we was in London. Did you like any of that stuff?
did. There was
Apart from the guy wanking on the phone.
wow. And he was just a patron. There was the Tower of Radios I thought was really cool. And
that was
obviously
cool,
I had my wonderful daughter, so like the Riot Girl feminism stuff was proper right on. I was into that. And then there was that weird, should we call it an installation? It was like an audio visual thing about FGM, wasn't it?
Is that the one with the trumpets?
Possibly. It was like they were projecting stuff from one side to the other, and it was on all four walls. You sat down.
Oh,
and took
that
it all
one,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit rough, and I'm not sure if Lil was really into it, to be honest. But
Yeah, it's very much a case of it's interesting. I don't know what's happening, but it's interesting. And you watch it for
yeah,
ages and go, that was interesting. I mean, art comes into those three categories for me. It's good, like you really like it. It's interesting, which is there's something to it you can't put your finger on tangibly
hmm
why you like it, but you like it, or it's like the old masters, you can appreciate the talent gone into it. So yeah, those things I like looking at and go, okay, that's cool. That's amazing work. Not really what I'd put on the wall. And then there's shite, which is
we
mostly
had
minimalism, which is when they put up a
yeah.
blank canvas and go, oh, it signifies this, 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 and this. And you go, you put up a blank canvas, mate. That's bollocks.
We did have an awful lot of fun walking the streets of Paris looking for the Space Invaders that had been put up by Invader, or as he's known in French, Invader. Um, so yeah, but that was lots of fun and took us around to little bits of Paris that we otherwise wouldn't have done. So yeah, Isaac, my youngest, who he came out at the start of the summer, so he was very excited to find the gay bits of Paris, which we wouldn't have done without searching for these invaders. So that was cool.
Any coffee?
I am today
I
drinking.
mean, in Paris. Big
Oh,
line
in
of coffee out
Paris,
there.
yes, yes. It's the trouble is it's quite lots of takeaway coffee. It was quite difficult to like the cafes are so packed that table for five, please, and you think, oh, you can just see the look on their face as you approach. So you're like, no, we'll just have a takeaway and go and sit on the river. That's fine.
It could be empty. You get that look on their faces.
Well, yeah, I
Parisians.
expect so. Yeah.
There's the whole thing about like French people are a bit snotty. No, it's just Paris.
The only time someone got snotty with me in Paris, to be honest, was when I accidentally whacked him in the head with my rucksack on the tram, and he was just like, "Excuse me, monsieur, you just whacked me in the head with your bag," and I'm like, oh, "Yeah, sorry, pal." Obviously in French because I'm fluent. But
What coffee are
yeah,
you drinking now then? Go on.
today I am drinking Ushima Fuji Mountain, which is like the best stuff they got in Tesco's, and I have tried them all in our little Tesco's, and it's all right. This one I've made with one of those little Vietnamese fin filters you stick on the top and the little metal ones, and it makes it really strong espresso style, if you like. But it takes about 5 minutes to pour through the thing.
I do like Hiroshima. It is the best one in most supermarkets.
Yeah, I did have some stuff sent to me. There's this place up in Peterborough called the Bean Around, and they'll send you out free samples. So every now and then, so as not to be a prick, I request some free samples, and usually get enough of like 2 or 3 cups of coffee in a pouch, and I'll go, yes, I'll have the house blend and the dark blend and the decaf for the wife, and but if I did that every week, then I think they'll cotton on. But that's really nice stuff as well.
I did ask you one thing about this film. It is called Bad Man. Is it Bad Man or Bad Men? Bad Man. There you go. He's a bad man. So, your favourite bad men?
Yeah, I've got a little list actually. But
Nice.
do
Make a list.
do you want me to bury the lead, or do you want me to come up with the best bad man at the end?
Well, in the spirit of one of our former projects, the Radio X, local Radio X, let's do a chart countdown.
Shark Countdown. Okay,
I'll
right.
get the music
I
from
don't think
Double
I got
Pops and get a
10.
copyright strike.
I'll start off with a honourable mention. My wife Hazel has just been reading all of the Walking Dead books, like from start to finish. She's not read them before. She's never seen any of the thing on the telly or anything. She just read the comics, and she asked me to mention Negan, but I don't know who that is because I don't do zombies.
Yeah, I know who that is because I've seen clips of the TV show, which was incredibly boring.
Okay.
Of the comic book.
And then when you asked me for my best bad men, it did take me a bit to get my head around it, and I couldn't work out whether you wanted like out and out villains, evil bastards, like I don't know, Darth Vader to bring us back to the start, or whether it's like guys who are trying to do good but do bad things to get there, or whether it's just like really excellent performances of horrible bastards. So I've kind of got a mixture of all of them.
Cool, go for it.
I've got Vincent D'Onofrio in Netflix's Daredevil as Kingpin, because he in the first series especially, he gets really quite scary, and that's one of those performances are excellent, even though you know he's a bad man. Jaws from James Bond. Is it The Spy Who Loved Me or Moonraker or both?
Yeah, he's the only one that returned for 2.
Yeah, he used to scare me when I was little, so there's that one. Mr. Blonde, again, just scary as shit, really, and that tension that builds up in that scene. I've also got Pete Postlethwaite in Sharp. He was Obadiah Hakeswell, and he was just horrible.
I do remember that one.
There was a line when he's trying to assault Teresa, and he says something like, "Just lie still, there's a good girl, pretend you're a dead un."
Oof, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that Liz Hurley?
No, it was the other one. You know, he was sort of married. He quietly married the resistance fighter.
Oh man,
Yeah, Teresa, her name was, I think.
Probably do know that one. But yeah, anyone called Obadiah in general is a wrong one. There's really any Obadiahs out there who are quite nice.
I always had a soft spot for Q in Star Trek. He was always a good baddie when he turned up.
Great.
Yeah. And then I got 2 more. One, well, actually, no, there's a couple here. Do you remember Count Rochefort, aka the man with the black moustache from the Three Musketeers? Well, I'm specifically referring to the one that's portrayed in Dogtanion and the Muskehounds.
I was going to say that because that's the only iteration of the Three Musketeers I've really watched.
It's the only one you need.
Yeah.
If we're on cartoons, if we're on about cartoons, you've got Wile E. Coyote. He's a nutter. I've got Al Swearingen from Deadwood, Lovejoy.
Can't repeat any of his lines. Was about to. It's like maybe not, maybe not.
But I'm sure you'll agree with me for the very best of the bad men, because he only needs 3 words to introduce him. Yo, Omar, come in. Omar from The Wire. I mean, there are about 15 different people you could pick from The Wire. Marlowe's horrible. Big Chris and Snoop are cool. And then obviously
they're just horrible people.
Yeah, but then you've got young Michael, who he's in is it season 3 or 4 with the school, and then he ends up becoming like the new Omar, stick-up man. But so sad when Omar died. I wasn't expecting it, and the way he goes, why you got to do my boy like that? Which might be appropriation. Sorry,
didn't find that sad. I thought it was like, a weird one. I really like the character, but when he died, it's like, okay.
I just have the bits in the street, like he's walking down the streets and there's kids running ahead, just going, "Yo, Omar's come in, look out, hide your shit."
There was the funny one where he's just walking to the shop to get some cigarettes, and in like silk pajamas, and he stands aside someone's house, and they drop down the drugs. Like he wasn't even sticking them up.
No, that's it. He's brilliant. So yeah, he's my very best of the bad men.
Oh man, I haven't thought about Omar for that role, but yeah, I'm gonna write that one down. And that is an excellent list. Love the number 1.
Rochefort.
So I've got that song stuck in my head now. Just the theme tune
All
from
for one
D'Artagnan.
and one for all. Musket hounds are always ready. There you go.
Dear Lord.
I could go on, I won't. Put that on the Patreon.
Okay, we have to review the D'Artagnan on the Patreon now.
Oh, definitely. I'd watch it.
It won't hold up.
Wow, it's a kids' show. It ain't going to be that racist, is it?
Oh, I didn't even think of it that way. It probably is. There's probably a lot of stuff in there you can't do these days. Bloody wokes. Bad Man stars Sean William Scott from American Pie and The Goon. I'm going to mention The Goon because The Goon's a great film and it needs more love. Rob Riggle from 21 Jump Street. Johnny Simmons from The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Lovi Poe, Chelsea Cowboy. Andre Hyland from Barry. And it marks the final film of the late Chance Perdomo from The Chilling Adventure of Sabrina and Generation V, who died last year after a motorcycle accident. Bad Man is a debut feature from director Michael Diliberti, who also co-wrote with J.J. Nelson. Jeez, I'm all over the place on this one. Let's get to the synopsis fully. Okay. All in one. One go.
You can do it.
The small town of Colt Lake, Tennessee, has a big meth problem. When murder strikes, Deputy Sam Evans is assigned the case. A former local sports star, Evans has fallen from grace in the eyes of the community he still holds dearly. No one takes him seriously or thinks he can get the job done. Then, hotshot Bobby Gaines arrives, an undercover agent with the state's special narcotics task force. He's immediately welcomed like a hero. Evans is forced to work the case with a new top dog in town, but as they dig deeper, all may not be what it seems with a strange new saviour. Almost did it. Okay, this will be out on digital release from the 15th of September in the UK. And it is inspired by true events. In the same way that Texas really did have a chainsaw massacre. It really isn't. But that's the opening thing, says based on true events or inspired by true events. Some other words in that synopsis, some words in that synopsis do actually give away clearly what the film is. These words being set for UK digital release. So it's not actually hitting cinemas. So in the olden days, this would have been a straight to DVD, straight to video release, which, yeah, I think sums it up.
I did see it was filmed over the winter of 23 and 24, so it's been around for a bit, and then it got a festival release somewhere in Alabama, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and then it's out next week. So whether it was sat on because of the death of the lad, I don't know.
Yeah, possibly. It's not. I don't know if this would have been a cinema release though.
You wouldn't have thought so.
Yeah, cast is decent for this level. You know, the small town cops all have a toe in comedy acting. The hoodlum and gangsters, led by Ethan Suplee, looking scary.
It's always nice to see Ethan Suplee. I don't know, but here's my spoiler: it's a sailboat.
Yeah, he's quite intimidating in this. No, when he was
He was Randy in My Name's Earl.
Yeah, the larger comedy
Mm.
foil. Yeah, you wouldn't have seen him as being quite scary, but then he's in American History X as well, isn't he? So yeah, he can be scary, but he's extra now because he's quite hench.
Yeah, did you ever hear the podcast he did with Kevin Smith about getting healthy? It was really interesting because it was about the same time as Kevin Smith had his heart attack. Did you know Kevin Smith had a heart attack?
Yeah.
And then, they talked for about 2 hours about him getting healthy and, it actually leading to getting less roles.
Yeah,
Even though, like My Name Was Earl was massive, and he was like second lead in that.
yeah,
And then
I
you
think
get healthy, and no one wants you because you're not fat anymore. Like,
there's only certain roles available to you if you're like the way he was, and now the way he is now, there's only certain roles available to him. It's like Batista, isn't it? Because he's always
Yeah,
been put in the big monster henchman role. Now he's slimmed down a bit, but he's still big.
yeah. So we watched the sequel to My Spy, which I believe was called My Spy 2 with Batista. And that was a watchable comedy. And there was that, was it Shyamalan? M. Night Shyamalan, the one where he
Oh
goes
yeah,
to the cabin in the woods and they have, yeah, that, and I thought he's really good in that, but unfortunately Batista's not in this film. Ethan Suplee was in, I'm not sure, I think it was straight to Prime last year or the year before. He was in Dog with Channing Tatum. And I really like Channing Tatum in most things. Again, basic. But he's got a small part in there as like an ex-Marine, and I think that's probably what he's going to be now, is bad guy and former Marine.
yeah.
But it's
Also
always nice to see him, and it's nice to see him looking healthy because like he does go all the way back to mall rats for people of our age, isn't it? So
yeah. Also, he was backed up by Paul Felder. I don't know if you know who
yeah.
he is. Yeah, that was a weird one.
So I recognised him from something, and when he had a hat on and like a machine gun, I was like, I know that dude from something. And then I went and had a look, and turns out he's a fighter, is he?
Yeah, UFC
Which
fighter was I think he went to commentary. Actually, really
right?
good at the commentary. And I was it's like as you said, it was whole film. I'm like, I know that guy from somewhere. I know him from
Hmm.
somewhere. IMDb doesn't have him listed.
No, but I definitely know him from something. Whether it's just
Yeah,
like a bit part soldier in something.
yeah. And then when the credits come up, it's Paul Felder. I was like, fuck's sake,
Hmm.
that was a weird one, but he did quite well in the role.
Um,
But yeah, it's not. We're avoiding talking about the film, aren't we?
well, yeah. Um, shall I have a go through a few notes that I've got?
Yeah, go for it.
So when I put it on, I thought, oh, this is promising because it's got that kind of like it's almost like that A24 filter that's on everything these days. Like if you want it to be gritty, it looks like this, and A24 do it on everything. But it wasn't the Brutalist, that's for sure. But yeah, you just endless dialogue and endless exposition, and yeah, I thought it's going to be one of them. Stifler, old Sean William Scott, was he purposely being wooden?
I don't know if
Because
that's
like
just him acting.
hard. Is
Yeah,
that
because
him?
he's really good at obviously the role he made him famous is Stifler. Everyone will
Hmm.
know him as Stifler, and that's a certain type of role. He did the same in Road Trip,
Yeah.
and I say
But
he's
he
in The
was in
Goon, which is really good,
hmm.
and he's really stoic in that.
He's all right in Cop Out as well, isn't he? I mean, he's not like he's always better when he can be a bit more animated. I know Cop Out wasn't great, but he was all right in it. Tracy Morgan was in it. Tracy Morgan's awesome. Um, but yeah, he was all right in a terrible action movie with The Rock. I think it was called Welcome to the Jungle or something, but
Yeah,
not Jumanji, but not Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle,
a walking tall.
but it was something like that.
Yeah, on
But
that
yeah,
era of the
but
Rock
like, when
films.
he can be a bit more animated, and in this one, he was just a bit like, I'm going to be the mysterious dark stranger who just comes in. Like the beard didn't look good either, but yeah, I just felt he was Stifler was really stiff, if you like. Put that on the poster.
Yay!
I thought young Neil from Scott Pilgrim was all right as the downtrodden sheriff.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
And I thought there was some good chemistry with him and his love interest, who was it Lovi Poe?
Yeah,
I looked on her IMDb, and it looked like she'd done a lot of like soft erotica type stuff in the Philippines and India. You know, it looked like late
hang
night
on.
Channel 5 stuff back in the days.
Maybe like
Do you recognise her from any of it, or
TV movie of the week kind of stuff.
yeah? I really like Rob Riggle generally, and he's not really given anything to do in this. I think he can be really funny,
Hmm.
but again, he's
Yeah,
not. He's wasted.
yeah.
Um,
The whole back and forth with the team they have. It's kind of funny, but it seems like a lot of they improvise stuff. and put guys in a room, say, right, this is your general
Mm.
scene. This is where we need to get to, and they're just spitballing and improvising, and it is fine. A lot of misses, some hits.
Yeah. There was the whole when they went round to see the guy where he nearly. Well, there might be a spoiler there. I'll keep that. Where they go round to see the guy, and there's a "you people" reference, and then, but because Chance Perdomo's a black fella, so it's on Stifler to correct the racist.
Mm.
Which I thought was like, hang on, And then there's a couple of gay references in there. It's like, oh well, I don't know, but yeah, it is
Yeah.
what it is. I also thought you could cut about 20 minutes of exposition and it would still be baggy. Equally, you could add 20 minutes of exposition and I'll still be none the wiser as to what's actually going on.
Yeah, I like the idea that it was this small sleepy town with the bumbling small town cops. It's all small town, like small town love interest that comes back to the town. And there's this sleazy underbelly. It would have been great if they played that more. They go around the town, they find out that it isn't actually that great. Like it was like just people selling drugs on street corners.
Yeah.
If that happened, it'd be like, okay, it's kind of good. I don't know if that was the tone they were going, would have been able to deal with the comedy.
I'll be honest, the synopsis spoke about a meth epidemic, but I didn't see much signs of that except for maybe the one guy cooking somewhere, and
Yeah, it was being cooked there, but then sold elsewhere.
right, okay,
Spoilers, sorry,
yeah. Um,
but it's not
it
a
was
spoiler.
supposed a couple of things I've got here. So like, yeah, it was supposed to be an action comedy, but the action didn't keep me engaged at all. And then I only laughed once in the whole film, and about 12 seconds after I laughed, I deeply regretted it. So, the two best lines are delivered by the pink-haired woman. But yeah, so the joke that I've regretted. So they're talking about the guy that's wanking in his car, yeah, and then the coppers turn up and he's in the car and he's surrounded by a load of angry people. And he says something like, "Oh, I was just looking at my phone." And then she turns around and she says like, "Oh, does your phone look like a tiny dick?" And I popped for that. I thought that was quite funny. And then he gets kicked in the nuts and he's on the floor crying and whatever. And she says something about, "Oh, the school's falling down, so it's safer to bring the kids outdoors for their lessons." So is this guy wanking in the car? Is he watching her or is he watching the school kids? And have I just laughed for a nonce wanking in his car?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Where it's that comedy of small town stuff happening that
Hmm.
is that it's not like the idyllic small town. You could
No.
have a bit League of Gentlemanly, that whole
Hmm.
thing where everyone's a wrong 'un in some way. Like the old man who has all the animals and the hamster and the
Hmm.
what is it, the groundhog. It's called
Yes.
groundhog, yeah. It's like he's the kindly old vet type with the groundhog and the little hamsters, and he's all lovely, but then he's a massive racist.
Hmm.
Like, okay, that's something you can go with, but then the comedy doesn't quite work with that.
Yeah. The other thing that I kind of smirked at again was the uh, woman with the pink hair. Can't remember her name. But she's being intimate with Stifler, and she asks, "Is sodomy still illegal here?" And I thought that was quite funny, to be honest. But yeah,
Yeah, weirdly, but IMDb doesn't give her a name,
all right.
give the
Yeah.
character a name.
Is it
So,
Maggie or something like that? Maybe I don't know.
yeah, something really sort of
Yeah,
basic. But yeah, so the IMDb doesn't have a load of people on it.
there's those people missing. Even Supley's not on the
Yeah, and it's odd
IMDb.
that I think that has like a slight. It's not like a tiny release, but it's just so
Hmm.
the marketing failed somewhere. It's like they're just like, oh yeah, get it out there. Sadly,
Yeah,
because it is like
I
someone's
reckon
last film.
it was just sat on it for ages, and then have you seen that lad in anything else though? Because I don't mess with the boys in that. Started watching the boys. He's in that Gen V spin-off, isn't he? Or was
Yeah, I
he?
mean, I watched Gen V, and I know he's quite young, so he's not going to be in too much. Like I said, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Gen V. and there's like a handful of things before that, but he's not too old, so he's not been in the business that long. So yeah, it's kind of a shame.
Yeah. Like I said, I think I again don't remember his name. I just remember him as young Neil in Scott Pilgrim. I thought he was all right as the downtrodden sheriff. And there, like I said earlier, there was enough chemistry between him and the love interest for that to be believable. It's just the rest of it was not great.
This does feel like a Amazon TV series that they kind of cut down into a film.
I think Amazon, for all its sins, has better standards in terms of what it produces.
Maybe
You look
that's
at
why
like
it got
some
cut
like
down.
Rings of Power, and then
No, I've seen things like this. Maybe Netflix. Who's worse than Amazon? Do Tubi do shows?
yeah, maybe.
It feels like that. Like it was a TV series they sort of had to cut down the script of because the whole police team. Yeah, you could do a series around them.
You
I
get an
say,
awful lot of series these days, don't you, where it's like 10 or 13 episodes, and actually, if they paced it a bit better, it would be 6. So maybe they had 6 episodes of something and thought, we'll cut it down to, what was it, hour and 40 in the end?
yeah, Aaron 40 and make a film out of it.
Yeah.
And
But I reckon if they could cut it even more tight, like, I don't know,
70
45 minutes. 45 minutes maybe, be all right.
short film.
Yeah. Or
20 minutes.
maybe it could, if it was some kind of like, they don't do them anymore, and I know you want them back. That's what the fuck you wanted. Monster of the Week. Procedural,
Yeah.
so every week it's a different bad guy in the small town. But
Every week you find out someone's a massive wrong un in the town.
yeah.
And in the end, the last episode, there's a big twist, which is what the
They're
twist
all
in this
wrong
film
uns.
was, possibly. Yeah.
Yeah. There is a little bit of a spoiler, I suppose, if you want, but
Yeah, it's who the bad man actually is. Yeah. But it's I don't know, a little bit signposted with the Chekhov's lighter.
yeah. I just thought he was going to be a drug dealer out to rip everyone off, or working with the drug dealers and just from the start. Sorry. I don't think anyone's going to mind.
I'll put some sort of bird song over that, and then we can
Yeah.
sort of give the overall thoughts on this one.
My overall thoughts on this. At some point, can you find me a good film to watch with you? I shan't be going back to it. It's really. I find it really slow, and I was struggling to stay engaged. And despite all of the Basil exposition, I still struggled to work out what actually was going on. And it's not that difficult. It was just really hard to stay engaged with it. So, sorry.
Yeah, overall, I thought it was all right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not one I'd go back to. But if you had like a pizza and a couple of beers and some mates, which I have, no mates,
None of.
can't drink beer. But yeah, if maybe you watch in the group, you can sort of laugh at some of the funny lines and then chat between yourselves for a bit.
Laugh
You
at
might
both of the
enjoy it
funny
more.
lines.
Yeah, it's a party movie. I think there were a couple of people I did look into possibly getting to review this. It's yourself, Monorants, and I think they would have enjoyed it a bit more, possibly.
Yeah, I'm the wrong person to have on movie shows really, because like I say this every time, I'm just entertain me for 2 hours. That's all I care about. This will give you an idea of the movies I like. In the last year, I've been to the cinema 3 times. I went to see The Brutalist, which was a lot, like 3.5 hours of a lot, and I thought it was amazing. I went to see the Dylan biopic. I'm planning on going to see the Springsteen biopic when it comes out. But last week I went to see Freakier Friday. And other than Jamie Lee Curtis, that was terrible as well. Sorry. You'll probably do that with Nona at some point, but
I think we legally have to.
Yes, you do have to.
Future show. Yeah, I don't know. I can see where you're coming from. It's not like a film. I'll leave it there.
Yeah,
Maybe if they leaned into the twist more, it would stand out. Like
yeah.
have that play a bigger part in the whole thing. And I say, if it was a TV show and they sort of built on stuff more and leaned into the fact that it's a small town, you play up the fact that it's a small town, it's all idyllic, and then there's seedy underbelly, and you find out that by the end of every episode there's like a massive wrong one somewhere.
Like
That would have worked.
it's shot nicely. Like it's competently put together.
Yeah.
It's the script. Is what it is. It's the script. It's just
The
Yeah.
improvising bits, possibly. I was saying about they've put him in a room, said this is where you need to get to, and they've improvised, and he's gone. That will do. Whereas maybe
yeah.
you could go.
But again, and I
different
know
idea.
I'm spiraling again now, but normally you can tell when bits are improvised because it looks like the people in the scene are having fun.
Yeah.
Like most of this podcast.
Where can we find you online?
You can't. I got rid of it
Easy,
all. It's
whatever.
all gone. Some of it might come back soon. I don't know. I've got a couple of things I'm working on quietly in the background. But
Well, it will be 2 weeks till this show gets put online.
yeah,
so
no, there's still be nothing. Still be nothing.
look for Rob Jones online and probably find a Star Wars podcast somewhere.
It's called the Army of Unfuckable Hate. Strikes back.
Yeah. As always, you can find me on totalquotezone.com. Go there, read the zine, check out all the stuff I'm into at the moment and that I don't talk about in this podcast or post on social media. Second issue should be up online now. And I know I keep saying that, but I've actually finished it now. It just needs to be printed out, scanned in, and then put online. So it should be done. You can read it. It's good. It's got like reviews of films that I got from the charity shop. Some art. Music playlist. Podcast extras. Maybe even the Headbangers Balls and chart shows from old being put back online at some point. But yeah, totalquotezone.com.
Was that all right? I hate having to be down on stuff. I try and find some positives, but
No, you've got to say what you think about stuff. How else will people know?
yes, exactly.
Okay, spoiler zone. Spoiler zone.
Yeah, spoiler zone.
Just do rip into the ending if you want.
I don't really need to rip into the ending. It's kind of set up that obviously Stifler isn't who he's meant to be or who he's saying he is. And I just like, oh, he's just going to be working with the drug dealers or he's another drug dealer come to take their territory, but he's going to end up being a bad guy. And then whether I had forgotten about the guy that was killed at the start, even though they're on about investigating a murder every 10 seconds, turns out that he's the brother of the dead guy, and he's come along because the coppers weren't doing anything, and he's going to sort it out himself.
Yeah, and he's only a security guard.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he only got found out 'cause the girl he did up the butt.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
did that. Yeah, is that it? She just Googled him, and because she walked in and she had all this stuff and threw it at young Neil, and
Yeah, it was kind of a bit of a letdown.
yeah,
Because unless you read the synopsis, you wouldn't have realised there was something up with him. Because it's not obvious that he's bad.
no. When I
He's
didn't think he was
incompetent.
bad. Yeah, I didn't think he was bad. I didn't think he was who he was purporting to be, if that's a word. But like when Rob Riggle says something like, "Oh, I phoned up his boss and it's all sorted," and then young Neil phones up and gets someone shouting at him, and then he gets assaulted for his troubles. I was like, yeah, probably, yeah, definitely not a copper. And what was that, like 15 minutes in or something?
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't a big enough twist, really.
No.
And well, the whole thing is like he's bad. or a bad person because the things he's doing are bad. It's like, I don't think he was that bad.
No. And there was never enough peril in the whole thing. Like, I didn't think so. And I never thought anyone was really going to get hurt or anything. Even when the boy walked in and he was on the floor, blood pouring out the side of his head, he wasn't dead. 2 minutes later, he's up and he's got a bandage. You know, and that's because he reckons he was smoking weed. But did we get to the bottom of what happened there? Did they climb in through the window? Because I thought maybe that was Stifler. Because at that point, I was thinking he's still a baddie. Did he break in to get the other boy out?
Yeah, it's not really built on. Like I say, it definitely felt like a TV show.
Yeah,
They
even the
just
spoilers are all over the place.
Spoilers, he was a security guard.
There we go.
Security guards are useless.